Hey everybody, welcome into the best part of your Monday. It's another episode of Hog Heaven, and this week we are jam-packed. 3 great guests joined us this week. First and foremost, Andre Collins is the general manager of Redline Sports, a brand new sports complex in South Arlington. I highly recommend you check it out. They specialize in training your kid in baseball, basketball, football, tennis, volleyball, strength and conditioning, and the amount of equipment and technology they have, unbelievable. Please check it out. Secondly, we had a chance to speak with, this has to be one of my favorite people we work with as one of the AirHogs partners. It's Beth Jones, the marketing director of Chick-fil-A North Collins. And as you'll see in the interview, that's the biggest Chick-fil-A in Texas and the busiest Chick-fil-A in the DFW Metroplex. So very, very thankful that Beth was able to join us here on the program. And last but not least, the one, the only Billy Martin Jr. had a chance to sit and talk with us. Billy's made a couple of moves here in the last month or two since we last had him on the program. But also I kind of wanted to walk everybody through what's it like to do Billy's job in the offseason. If you see some of the teams in our league, they've had a litany of signings here over the last few weeks where Billy's strategy is a little bit different. He likes to sit back and wait for some of those big league camps to make cuts before he does his thing. So you'll have a chance to see our time with Billy Martin Jr., again, as well as Andre Collins and Beth Jones from Chick-fil-A North Collins. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with Andre Collins on Hog Heaven when we return. Welcome back in on another wonderful segment of Hog Heaven. Tim Costello joined with Andre Collins, the general manager over at Redline Sports Complex.
Thank you.
Andre, welcome in. Before we hop right into it, you guys have an unbelievable facility over there. When I came in for the first time, my first thought was, where was this when I was a kid?
Right.
Growing up in Texas in the summertime, it is so darn hot outside.
Right.
But you guys have the ability to play baseball, do some football stuff, do some basketball stuff, volleyball, track, all indoors, air conditioned, in a beautiful facility.
Yes, we do. Tell
us about it.
Well, Tim, it's funny that you say that because my background is in sports, in youth sports for many years, and coming to Redline gives opportunity where we can train kids all year round in a climate controlled environment. And it's an environment where we focus on the kids' speed, their agility, their skills, whether it's football, basketball, tennis, whatever the case may be. But our goal is to build the complete athlete, not just a baseball player or a football player. We want to build the complete athlete, which involves developing the kids' power, developing the kids' core, but also developing the overall person too.
So one of the things that's so tough when you work with kids is those growing, developing muscles. They're not quite able to do the same type of workout sometimes that maybe you and I would be able to go do. Or realistically, we can't do the same workouts they can go and do.
Very true.
But you guys have a great bit of technology over there that allows you to know how much can I push this kid today, or maybe his muscles need a break. Tell us a little bit about the technology you guys utilize to make sure everyone's safe and getting the best workout they can.
Okay. Before we start with any kid in our program, they go through an actual assessment. So we assess the kids in terms of their movement, focusing on their hips, their ankles, and their knees, to see what the kids can do in terms of body mapping we do with each student athlete. But then we also put the kids through extra testing. So we test their vertical jump, the broad jump. We test their shuttles, their strength also. We want to make sure that each kid is first of all, is safe. So each kid has their own workout plans that we can then implement on a daily basis.
I was joking with someone in the office the other day. They were asking me how I would describe it, and I told them, "Have you ever seen Rocky IV?" because it's almost like sending your kid to the facility Ivan Drago is at, except no steroids or anything like that. But you got this really cool technology that's telling you, how hard are you hitting, how fast are you running, where are the muscles firing, and things like that.
Right. Our trainers are amazing. All of our trainers have played sports in high school or in college or even in the pros. So they come up from that aspect too. So yeah, we have technology, which is great, but to me, it also depends on who's going to put those things in place to work with those kids in a one-on-one or a small group setting.
So you see so often, I don't want to call them fly-by-night, but there's a lot of schools will pop up, and then you pay for your lessons, and then next thing you know, you can't find that instructor anymore, right?
Right.
Private lesson guy, is a minor league player, gets traded, now you don't have someone to give you lessons anymore. So obviously there was a need for a great school in this area, but when you combine the technology with it, it's something that it's a safety thing for the kids.
Yes.
And in today's game, there's so many people pushing for their 8, 9, 10-year-old to throw harder. I want my kid to throw harder.
Right.
But are we doing it safely? And I know something that's something you're passionate about as well.
Well, it's the technique we look at, so even with, basketball, everyone wants to just shoot the three. Like, no, let's work on the technique. In football, technique. Baseball is technique. So we tell the kids, let's take a step back, and let's train you to do this the right way instead of just, looking at the courage of the world, which is great. Okay, but let's look at the fundamentals of the game.
Absolutely. I know you mentioned to me you were high school football coach
Yes.
in another life before you made your way over here.
Yes.
What do you take out of that day-to-day grind of getting ready for the big game every single week, and how do you bring it over into the world that you're in now to make sure that these kids still have that same thought process of we're grinding every day with this as our ultimate goal?
Well, it's great you asked that question, Tim. I ask the kids each day, was that your very best? That's it. If a kid tell me, yes, that was my best, then what else as a GM or as a trainer can I ask of that child? And that's all we ask for. You give us your very best, knowing that each kid has his or her goals. We talk about the goals with the kids. If we have some kids that they're on currently, they may be on the middle school A, B, or C team. If you're on a C team, then your goal may be to make the B team the following year. So the question is, hey, did your effort today put you in a position to make the B team or the A team? So constantly remind the kids, these are goals that you set for yourself. Our job is to help you reach your goals.
When it comes to some of the sports that you guys work with, I know you have the bigger ones for both guys and girls, right?
Oh, yes.
When you have volleyball, track, basketball, baseball, football. But then, you mentioned some other ones, tennis.
Yes.
Maybe not one people think of all the time where you want some training. I know I was actually a high school golfer.
Sure.
And so, maybe you may not have a golf guy there to work on your swing, but I guarantee you, if you're a high school golfer, you can go into this facility, test those muscles, find the core strength and solutions to be a better golfer.
Yes.
You can still have your private instructor to work on the swing and things like that, but on a physical fitness side, you guys can look at any kind of sport realistically and put together a plan for that young high school
Exactly
athlete.
right. Because no matter what sport you play, Tim, it's going to involve your core strength, power, speed, and agility. So regardless of the given sport, those are the components that are common to every sport.
And it's so cool, too, again, that you guys have the instructors that you have.
Yes.
You mentioned,
Oh my
they've
goodness.
all done it before,
They've
right?
done it.
Your number 2 guy, your head of scouting, was a major league scout at some point.
Yes.
This is someone who can help you know what you need to work on.
Right. And also be honest with the kids, too. We tell kids all the time, okay, everyone wants to be that Division I guy. Everyone in baseball wants to go to TCU. Everyone can't go to TCU. So our job is to be honest with the kid and help that kid find a right fit for him or her.
No, absolutely. We'll use the NBA as an example because you looked at Curry earlier. Not everybody's LeBron James out there. Not everybody's Steph Curry. But Danny Green still makes a nice living knocking down threes in the NBA, and that's his role. J.J. Redick, same thing. I'm here. I'm not going to take the whole game over. I'm here to knock 5 or 6 shots down a game, but you're going to pay me $10 or $12 million a year to do it. You can find your role out there. Just be willing to kind of accept your role and at the same time go after it with a tenacity.
Right, and also let the kids know in the sports realm of things, there's a lot of different jobs you can do within sports that's not necessarily on the field or on the court.
Yeah, hey, look
Look at us, right? Yeah. So take your passion of sports, but apply it to broadcasting or the IT world or marketing or sales.
So that's a really good point. How often do you see that with these young kids? Maybe, I guess this would be a better question too, as you guys have been open for a little bit longer time, but someone who starts working out with you maybe as a freshman, they love what they do. Maybe they're not going to play college ball at that senior time, but you guys, I'm sure that conversation is going to come that says, you're passionate about this. When you go off to school next year, pick a major that you can pair with this.
Well, it's funny. We've been opening up about 3 months, but we have seen it already, though.
Okay.
Currently, we have 3 interns now from local universities are coming on with us that have played sports, but not realizing that sports, they cannot continue on the pro circuit, so they want to do internships with us so they can learn about the sports business.
It's so true. I grew up the longest time a giant baseball fan. I wanted to play baseball, I wanted to be involved in baseball. No one really ever mentioned, hey, you can call baseball games. You can, be a GM of a minor league franchise.
Sure.
It's not talked about.
Right.
It exists. These opportunities are here. It's just you kind of have to figure it out for yourself. So it's awesome that you guys are mentioning it to kids at this age that you can be involved with this game as long as you want to be.
Sure.
It may not be the way you thought it was going to at 10 years old.
Right.
But let's find a way that you can still be in baseball for the rest of your life, or basketball, or football.
Sure. And it's funny because my background is football coach, football player for many years, but then I got involved with the whole scouting. So then I actually had opportunities to travel over to Brazil to recruit kids to come to the U.S. to play sports and also get a better education. Once again, that's tied to sports, though. So I mean, it's opportunities that are out there, and what our job is to let the kids know, in terms of our goal is not just to build an athlete, but help the kids to develop in life too.
And that's, in my opinion, what any good coach should and would do. At the end of the day, you're a teacher.
Yes.
A coach is a teacher,
Exactly.
and you don't ever stop teaching.
Right.
Whether it's the first coach you'll have in Little League, or it's the last coach you ever have playing high school, college baseball, or football, whatever it is, they want to make you a better human being as well as a better baseball player.
Right.
Before we get you out of here, there's parents out there I know right now that are watching this that are saying, that's where I want my kid to train right now. This is what I've been looking for. I've tried a few different things. This is what I want. Tell us a little bit about what being a member with you guys is like, how that works, how to get your kid involved with Redline Athletics.
Well, the first thing that we do tell the parents is come in for a free session. Okay, we don't try to sell anything initially. Come in and experience it. I want I want the kids to go through a complete class. Then I want the parents to be able to see their kid in the class, get a chance to meet the trainers, get a chance to see what's going on before we talk about the pricing of the programs themselves. And parents, I think, really appreciate that approach. I have parents coming in today say, hey, I just wanted to check it out. Well, come on in, check it out. And I want them to sit down with the trainer and find out that the trainer really cares about their child.
And one of the coolest things to me, too, was we had your ribbon cutting last week on Wednesday. And when we were getting up there leaving, it was kind of the time when one of those next classes were starting at the facility.
Yes.
The amount of kids that were like, bye, Mom. Like, shut the door, get out of the car.
Right.
I have no time for you to park the vehicle and come in. I've got something I really want to go do inside.
Yeah.
Watch those kids pretty much slam the door in their parents' face, not in a rude way, but
Right.
could not wait to come inside and have fun. It's exciting to see that. And you can go to 3 classes in a day if you want to, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
If you're one of those kids.
Well, the thing that's exciting to me, Tim, along those same lines, is the parents trust us with their kids, and the parents leave the kids there with us for 90 minutes. So to me, that's a big deal. Initially, parents, they stayed, make sure things are okay, but then now, obviously, in a given class, you may have 1 or 2 parents that are actually sitting in our lobby waiting for their child. But top of each hour, we start a class. So we start classes at 4, 5, 6, and 7, Monday through Friday, 90 minutes, and we go through speed, agility, injury prevention. We go through skills with them and strength development within that time frame. If the kid wants to stay for another class, they can stay for another class. We have a lounge in the back. Kids can do their homework. We have tutors available for kids. We have ACT prep available for our juniors. So yeah, we're definitely want to make it a one-stop shop for our student athletes.
Absolutely, and I can say this from personal experience. As a parent to a 4-year-old, you want those 90 minutes, okay? You want at least once or twice a week a time for 90 minutes where you can go have dinner and you can talk about what you want to talk about instead of whatever the kiddo brings up. But,
sure.
Andre, I look forward to continuing to work with you because you guys, again, just such a great facility over there, and you're really doing something the right way for the kids, which is it's what we really care about here with the AirHogs and with the future of the game. Kids are the future, and making sure that they have the right fundamentals, that they fall in love with the game the right way, and then it's a lasting love. We appreciate the work that you're doing over there.
Thank you very much, Tim.
Be right back with you on Hog Heaven after this. Welcome back in on a new segment here of Hog Heaven. We are excited to be joined with one of my favorite places to eat. Everyone loves it. Chick-fil-A over on North Collins. Beth Ann Jones, the marketing director for the North Collins Chick-fil-A. Welcome in, Beth.
Thank you.
We are beyond excited to announce, and some of you may have already seen our first video that came out, but the AirHogs and Chick-fil-A North Collins have a partnership for the 2020 season. Y'all are going to be providing 10 of the post-game meals for our players, coaches, and umpires. And let me just say, I'm excited to possibly get some of the leftovers on those post-game meals if there are any those days.
I'll make sure I bring extra for you.
Well, I appreciate that. Let's kind of hop right into it. Chick-fil-A is it's one of those brands everybody knows, everybody loves. The line is ridiculous every single lunchtime. But somehow you're still through it in about 3.5 minutes. I don't understand how that's physically possible. But how did you get started with Chick-fil-A and end up where you are now?
Yeah, so my journey began about 8 years ago. And I originally signed up to host parties in our dining room and just work on the community relations that we had. And at the time, it was a much smaller restaurant. And as we've grown over the last 8 years, my job has grown as well. So now I oversee all the community relationships that we have, the outside sales, all the marketing footprints that we have in for our restaurant. So. And
you mentioned the restaurant was smaller at the time that you started where it is now. You guys are, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but you were the biggest square footage store in the DFW Metroplex. Am I correct on that?
We are, and also the largest store in the state of Texas, which is a pretty big honor.
Yeah, pretty big state to be the biggest store in one of the biggest states, since Alaska's got us beat there.
And we are also top 10 in the nation, and then we have we're in the top 5% of grossing within our company.
If you've ever been to that North Collins Chick-fil-A at lunchtime, I can promise you can see why they are so busy. That every time I'm there, it's 15, 20 cars deep, but you've got 6 or 7 phenomenal young people out there on the iPads getting orders taken care of, and you're literally through that line in less than 10 minutes every single time. I don't want you to divulge too many secrets here, but how do you get that done? Please tell. I've been wondering for years, how is it possible?
Well, I'm glad we're being successful because you keep coming back, right? You're one of our raving fans at Chick-fil-A at North Collins Street. But, it starts from creating a culture for our team members and just giving them opportunities to be the best that they can be. Obviously, we have a great training track that each of our team members go through. And we just really remind them daily, we're here to serve our customers. That's our number one goal. And to go that second mile for all of our customers that come and eat with us. So we hope that results in quick service, but quality food and an excellent experience when you come.
You talk about your restaurant specifically, their experience. I've been in there I normally do the drive-thru, but I do go in every now and then. And one of the times I was there, you were actually doing like a morning bingo. You have a lot of different activities inside the building. That's not something you normally see at restaurants at 9 o'clock in the morning, maybe in the evening, but why is it so important to you to have those kind of events where kids and family can come in and have a great start to the day?
So what I've seen evolve over the 8 years is that we create an environment there where people realize they're valued, and we go out of our way to show them that we really do care about them and we appreciate them. And that creates a sense of wanting to be a part of. So when we do our bingo, we'll have anywhere from 50 to 80 people every week show up, and we have our youngest members that come and play. They're like 4 and 5 years old, and we have 80-year-olds. So it's not just a certain age group that we target, but we just open it up. And what I realized is that group, there's like a sense of family, and it's just so cool. We just call them our Chick-fil-A family. And we love that experience that they get every time. So
that really is something special.
Yeah.
And you guys are, as a brand, always active in the community. Why is that so important to you specifically? We're thankful, obviously, for our partnership, but we're probably one of 10 or 15 things that you guys, on any given week, realistically, are out doing in the greater Arlington and Grand Prairie community here.
Yes. So my operator is Carmenza Moreno. And her desire when she became an operator over, I think, 18 years ago, was that she would have an opportunity and a platform to give back to the community that she serves. And that has been her driving force. And so whether we look for opportunities to partner with schools, give donations, silent auction items, partnering with different clubs, a lot of elementary schools, we partner with the PTA groups, church groups, local government officials, and offices. We just look for any time we can to go in and give back and make a difference in the lives of the people that have made us who we are.
And it's just phenomenal in today's day and age. Unfortunately, we don't see as many people, as many companies doing that. It's always about, making as much money as physically possible, cutting the bottom line. A lot of people don't realize you guys pay your workers exceptionally well. There's a working moms promotion that Chick-fil-A has going on. Y'all are out there trying to make the world a better place, one person at a time, and it really is noticeable for those of us who are in the community and enjoy being a part of what you guys do.
Yeah, and our mission from a corporate level is to be a faithful steward of all that's been entrusted to us. And so daily we have to look at, where can we make a difference with the resources we have to give back to the community that we live in?
And I'll get you out of here on this one. And this might be the toughest question we ask. I'm a Chick-fil-A sauce guy when I drive through. What is your dipping sauce of choice? There's so many great choices there, but you're getting your lunch, you're getting your tenders or nuggets. What are you dipping it in?
So what's yours?
I'm a Chick-fil-A sauce. I love Chick-fil-A. I even will sometimes get a little extra and marinate a pork loin with some Chick-fil-A sauce.
Wow.
It's unbelievable if you've ever done that.
You can buy them in 8-ounce tubs.
I did not know
for
that.
a little over $2.50.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I have to research the price, but you can take home.
Yeah,
I will hook you up with
that's good to know.
a case. But I'm not to be cliche and to follow you, but mine is also the Chick-fil-A sauce. And do you know what our customers call it?
What is that?
Liquid gold.
It's pretty accurate. There's no sauce like it. It's unbelievable.
Tastes good on everything.
It does.
Fries,
Yes.
chicken, whatever.
I'm normally a big ketchup on my fries guy, but you're the only restaurant I don't need to order ketchup. Just give me like 6 packets of Chick-fil-A sauce, and we are good.
Yes.
I appreciate you coming and joining us. We are more than excited as we look forward to the 2020 season. If you haven't seen the first of our 3 Chick-fil-A partnership videos, that's on our Facebook page, and I believe also throughout this episode we're going to release the second of those videos as well. So stay tuned. In this episode, we'll have our second of our 3 partnership videos, and we'll have more to come as well as we get closer to the 2020 season. But Beth, appreciate you coming in.
Tim.
We're looking forward to a great year.
My pleasure.
We'll be right back after this.
All right, can I get a grilled chicken club, extra bacon, please? So just regular bacon. Just a grilled chicken sandwich then.
Hey, welcome in another segment of Hog Heaven. Tim Costello joined with the Director of Baseball Operation for your Texas AirHogs, Billy Martin Jr. Billy, welcome back in on the broadcast.
Glad to be here. I always love being on the Hogcast.
Yeah, we love having you. One of the reasons we're talking today, a little bit player movement going on here. One of the guys you originally traded for retires, so Winnipeg owes you another player. In steps Tyler Garko, the newest member of the AirHogs. Tell us a little bit about what happens behind the scenes, how you ended up with this player. What are you thinking with where he slots into this team?
He's going to have to earn a spot. Obviously, spring training will tell us a lot about how that goes. But he's a guy, stepped into the league. It was the highest level he'd ever played at. He had a couple rough ones in his first 3 or 4. Was really good down the stretch. His manager, Rick, is a real straight shooting guy, one of the straighter shooting managers in our league, and he was honest with me about what Tyler is and what he could be. Will he make our team? I don't know. I think he's got upside. He gives up less hits than innings pitched and strikes out more guys than innings pitched. So those are 2 statistics for me that are pretty good. I've seen him. He's low 90s, moves the ball around a lot, pretty good breaking ball, pretty good command. A kid I think believes should have been drafted, signed, affiliated ball, like all our guys.
Yeah, we mentioned believes he should have been drafted. That's a motivating factor for a lot of these guys. We have guys on our team that have been drafted. We have the Matt Deans of the world. We had the Tyler Matzicks. We had the Eibners, guys who had been drafted, fairly high draft picks. Mm-hmm. But then you have the other side of things too, right? Like a Javion Randall. Javion wasn't a high recruit out of high school, goes to a lower name college. Wasn't drafted, goes and plays.
Lower name college.
No name college, really, yeah.
I mean,
you're not aware of the powerhouse that is Jarvis Christian College there, Billy?
Well, and to put that joke in retrospect, the scout for the Toronto Blue Jays really liked Javion in college and wanted to sign him. But his cross-checker said, we're not signing anybody out of that school. What? I've never even heard of that school.
Yeah, and then so he plays in the Pecos League, hits in the 400s, wins MVP. Plays the Pacific Association, hits in the 400s, wins MVP. And then he comes here and was at 300, hit a little bit of a slump end of the season, high 270s, was really the best bat in the lineup by the time our season ended with some of the trades and things that we made. But Jay had that chip. Jay wanted everyone to know that he should have been drafted, and he's going to get into affiliated ball, and he's going to show you how, and here's how I'm going to do it kind of thought process. Those are the kind of guys that you want, Billy. Those are the kind of people in this league especially that are going to go out and they're going to grind every single day because they feel like they are owed something. And not in a bad way. They're owed it in a way that they're going to go take it. They're not going to have it given to them because it wasn't given to them. They're going to go take this because it is theirs and it should have been theirs.
Absolutely. And look, you want guys to play with that chip on their shoulders. That aren't going to take no for an answer.
Kevin Hilton last year, another great example.
Oh, great example. Outstanding example. And you know what? There's another kid who may get a shot right there. He and Javion may get a shot, and who knows? Maybe we can make some adjustments with Tyler like we did with Tyler Matzik. We have luck with Tyler's, and maybe we can get him back to affiliated ball too.
So kind of take us behind the scenes a little bit, Billy. The team is kind of slowly starting to come together right now. You've made some moves. Really, you kind of have to press pause until after some of the big league camps and cuts are made there. But what's going on right now in your world as you're picking up some players that you think are there to make a move, but also keeping your ear to the ground, listening to some rumblings elsewhere?
You notice a lot of teams now seem to be gobbling up guys. And look, everybody wants their business done. Boom, got the team put together. But this isn't a business like that. You churn a roster, you're always going to be improving. Guys are getting hurt. You're always having to make moves. And so some of the guys that are getting signed right now may be replaced when guys start getting cut from AA, AAA, in affiliated ball.
Yeah, I would have to think there's probably a good portion of guys on rosters right now that might not ever even play a game in this association based on maybe they get picked up in this wintertime on a shorts and t-shirt workout, or like you said, a AA or AAA player gets cut before the American Association season starts, and if you're a fringe guy on the roster on this team and someone in AA is showing up to town, you might not ever even play that game.
No, and so I don't know. I have a hard time, the agent in me has a hard time signing some of those guys that I know are fringe players because, that talk's never any fun. And, I had to do it as a manager to have that talk. I get out of it a lot. In this job, I don't have to sit down with the players much, but they usually call me as soon as they leave the manager's office. So, the first time I actually had to cut somebody, that was the first thing I thought of. The year I managed, when I had to sit down and, tell a guy he was no longer going to be an AirHog, and as soon as he got up and left the office, all I could think about was, wow, that guy was calling me. If it was one of my clients, and they're terrible. It puts you in that I don't know spot in the life. What's next? Is this over? Obviously we all have to go through those moments in life, but it's not fun.
No, not at all. On a little bit of a more lighter note, as BMJ takes us down a somber path there, former
AirHogs all
decade. Former AirHogs player coach, hitting coach last year, Josh Prince has been hired into the Boston Red Sox organization. He's in Greenville with the Drive. It's a A-ball affiliate of the Red Sox. He's going to be the hitting coach for this team next year. When we saw the news come through, no one was surprised, right? We all were happy, we're elated for him. We're not surprised that he's getting that opportunity, though, because you've been saying it since day one. I've been saying it since day one. This guy is already basically a coach who's still just playing. Now he's finally a coach in the sense that he's on the bench full-time helping other players.
Oh, absolutely. He was always a step ahead, in my opinion. I literally think he'll be a major league manager one day.
Hey, there's some openings for that right now.
Yeah, there's quite a few, actually, or a few being the key word. But, I recommended Josh for a couple managerial openings and called him about it, and he was all but signed, sealed, and delivered on this deal, and so went ahead and stuck with his guns. But I might have even had a higher level managing job for him. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes for him to transfer to manager, because I'd bet my house on it.
Yeah, he's got that vibe to him. He's got a control of the clubhouse, and it's just adds a respect factor. When he was down there last year, it's almost like he held court every day. When he was around his locker, there's always 3 or 4 guys. When he's at the batting cage, there's always 3 or 4 people with him. Lee Ning was literally right next to him everywhere he went, because Lee understood the amount of knowledge that's just flowing out of Josh Prince at all times. I love talking with Josh. Anytime I got to do a pregame interview with Josh Prince, I'd have to come back in and tell Zach, hey, I got a 12-minute interview here, because next thing you know, you can't stop talking baseball with the guy. And so we couldn't be more excited for Josh Prince. And I know you probably feel the same way. A lot of those guys are going to have career years offensively next year on the Greenville Drive. A lot of them will. That's going to be one of the highest hitting teams in the league. I truly believe that team will be a top 3 batting average team in that league based on the work that Josh Prince will do.
Yeah, well, it's one tough thing about coaching, managing in affiliated ball, though, is you're somewhat of a monitor.
Sure.
Now here in our league, you can coach. You can talk about your principles and what you believe.
And that might be why he wanted to stick with that Red Sox organization as opposed to maybe some of those other offers, because they believed in his principles. They had a similar thought process on Josh. Josh has a very specific view of hitting, too.
Absolutely.
He's not just a see-ball, hit-ball kind of guy. Josh Prince goes through probably 5,000 scenarios before he even steps into the batter's box on his preparation levels. So there obviously was some sort of fit on approach, on mentality and philosophy. And you're right, though, with as far as you're not really being told who to coach or what to coach as much as you are in affiliated ball. You're told this is the process we're going to go.
Here's the lineup.
Yeah.
Here's what we're doing. And what they want to teach. You know, they've got a hitting coordinator that's
for the whole
in charge of the whole
too.
minor league organization. So Josh is going to have to agree with his or teach his principles whether he believes in them or not. And that can get a little weird too. The moment I knew he was going to be a major league manager was early last season, and Ryan Smith was pitching. Josh was playing shortstop. Okay, a rather demanding position in the field, right? And so he's playing shortstop. Ryan comes in, has kind of a rough inning. After the game, they're sitting in the clubhouse, and I listened to this conversation between these two guys. And Josh is breaking down each at-bat, pitch by pitch. From the 8th inning of a game he was just playing shortstop at.
Yeah.
And he remembered every pitch, where it was, what he thought he should have done instead. And
It's literally
there going, are you kidding me?
the only way you can compare it. Do you ever see Tiger Woods break down a round after, Tiger goes to the media podium and he's like, well, I hit 9 iron on 16. That one left me about 3.5 feet. It's very similar. When you listen to Josh Prince talk about an inning or a way his at bat went, it's like listening to Tiger break down his round. The recall that these guys have, and it's not even this at bat. You could ask him about an at bat 5 games ago in the middle of the 3rd inning with runners on 1st and 2nd. He started me off with a slider. That one was low and away. It's just they're a different breed.
Most guys can do that with their at bat though.
Yeah, he can do it with other people's too.
But he's playing shortstop, breaking it down.
Yeah.
For another guy, and it's just, to me, look, when you're in the field, you're going through all these checkoffs in your own head. Okay, ground ball this side of the field, I'm doing this. Ground ball this side of the field, I'm doing this. Fly ball over here, I'm doing this.
But that's the thing. He doesn't have to go through those checklists anymore. Josh Prince is at the point where it's done.
Oh, I think you always have to. I think the
he's
old school
going
baseball
through it,
man,
but he's not at the same time. He's already. It's subconscious for Josh. He can focus on those other things because that checklist is instant. It's like watching Peyton Manning in the pocket break down, work his reads versus the rookie quarterback. Peyton goes through his whole reads in about a second and a half versus the rookie literally is taking 5 or 6 seconds to work his way across the field. Josh has done that checklist in half a second. Now he's focused on everything else.
He's, mark my words, he will be a major league manager one day. How long it's going to take, who knows? I mean, the guy's married to an ex-Cowboy cheerleader. I mean, what do you expect?
Before we get you out of here, Billy, tryouts are something that everybody calls the AirHogs, Facebook message. When are you going to have your tryouts? We're going to have those in April. But if anyone has any questions about how they become an AirHog, what's the best way to get in touch with you? What are you looking for?
Smoke signals.
Yeah, of course.
Are my favorite.
What do you want sent to you? Do you want game tape? Do you want baseball reference page? What kind of stuff are you looking for when someone emails about possibly joining our ball club?
Obviously, I'm going to want to know what level you've played at. What makes you think you can play at the AA level? Because the American Association is AA caliber baseball. So, how many guys can step out of college and play in AA? It's not many now. We see it happen all the time. I mean, plenty of guys can do it. But rule of thumb is you've had to have some success at the upper levels of affiliated ball to step in here and do well. So what do you have that separates you from the rest? Because there are so many good players in today's world. Summer ball, kids are playing 60, 70 games, lessons, year-round work, proper mechanics taught at early ages. There are so many good players.
Yeah.
But to really separate yourselves to go that next level, that's what I want to hear about. So, if you've got somebody who's played, been there, that'll vouch for you, we'll listen. But we don't have many roster spots, that's for sure. And considering half our team's going to be the Chinese national team, well, that even cuts those in half.
Yeah. So if you do want to reach out to Billy Martin Jr. He is our director of player personnel, baseball operations, anything that happens on the field. Before the game starts, it's up to Billy. After the game starts, that's on Vando. I appreciate everyone who joined us here today. Billy, we appreciate you coming on the show, talking a little bit about the moves that you're making as we look forward to our 2020 season. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. Well, everybody, that looks like it's going to be it for us here this week on Hog Heaven. Just a big thank you to Andre Collins, to Beth Ann Jones, and to Billy Martin Jr. for coming into the studio and joining us this week. Again, check out the new video, a new AirHogs Chick-fil-A promo that we are working together with Chick-fil-A. We're very, very excited. These are going to be coming out throughout the off season, and we really enjoy making them with the Chick-fil-A cow. I, like many people yesterday, was devastated by the news of what happened with Kobe Bryant. And it's been touched on by a lot of different people. And really, I just wanted to say one thing to all the people that are watching us out there. Kobe had a tenacity and a passion towards life and towards the thing he was passionate about. And I think that's something that everybody can take from Kobe's life. And I would just like everyone out there to chase their passion, chase their dream. Don't let anybody tell you no, and do what makes you happy and push yourself as hard as you can. And if we can take that from Kobe's life, then I think we're very blessed, and we are very hopeful going forward that everyone can learn and take, again, that great example of tenacity and hard work from Kobe Bryant. We appreciate everybody who joined us this week on Hog Heaven. Again, thank you to Andre Collins, to Beth Ann Jones, and to Billy Martin Jr. We will see you next week in Hog Heaven.